Real Talk on WAVE 91.7 FM. It's another day for us to let you in on what the happenings they are specifically about. My name is Adekunle Adejumo Excel. Good morning once more.
David, good morning. A second or a third time now in the row. Feel good, my brother. Just move on.
It doesn't get exhaustive. That's what it is. It doesn't get exhaustive. Now, this morning we would be skipping the reflections, most necessary, so we can get to cover up a lot of space on what we have on ground this morning. But let's take a look at what we have very quickly on the program this morning. INEC and the issue of trust has been one of those spilled over conversation that Nigerians continue to have at the aftermath of the 2023 general election, and Excel since then it has not been easy because it looks as if it's even the media that has taken on the role of trying to launder the image of INEC for good and trying to tell the people there's no reason for you to develop an apathy and all of that. Now, but if you go on our social media platform this morning, take a visit to 917 WAVE FM, you find a post there and make sure to read and digest and also share. Now, on that post, there is a photo attached to it as published by the media aide to the FCT minister talking about Larry Olayinka, and what he actually published regarded or were sensitive data regarded to the information of Emeka Ike, who was at a point a Nigerian actor but has ventured into politics, and the whole controversy of his transfer from Imo to the FCT to contest for a seat in the House of Rep and all of that. But Larry Olayinka moved a step further to actually publish those sensitive details. And since then, it leaves critical Nigerians like us asking, how exactly did Larry get access into the portal of INEC to actually publish those sensitive data? And on the other hand, INEC, trying to do more like a damage control, had come out to explain to Nigerians that they are investigating the matter with the DSS. And they said the most important part of it is that there was no form of external hacking or breach, but the data was accessed with verified access code by someone within INEC. And here we are talking about 2027, talking about trust, talking about the protection of data or voters' data towards 2027. Excel, let me get what your position on this matter would be, because I do not know how else we'll continue to defend certain institutions when we get to see very abysmal performances from those who work with them.
When you say you defend, you say we, I don't follow. Let me put it out.
You know why I call it a defense?
I say I don't follow.
Oh, you don't follow?
I know, and I will never follow.
You're welcome not to be part of the trade.
You see, issues of internal workings. In fact, what we saw displayed by no less a person than Larry Olayinka is like the back end of the INEC registration portal, which from my findings are meant to be accessed only by those who are part of the voter revalidation and updates. And it was said that the login details were given to them, and after they were done with that exercise, was retrieved from them, at least in the public whatever INEC had put out to try to clear the air on what had happened. Right now, they also claim that whoever it was that gave Larry Olayinka the material that he put out. Let's not forget that the revalidation was done a while ago. And you want to wonder how much more data
is available to Larry.
Because Emeka Ike did not move his intents just say a year ago or 2 years ago. It was within a short time, which even Larry Olayinka, gave credence to in his posts, right? Now, you in some way are in possession of sensitive information, something that is as sensitive as the electoral database of Nigeria, a country that is few months shy.
Do you think he's trying
from
to
our
build
general
up for
elections.
25%?
My brother, whether 25 or 90%, the truth is that just like it was with Malam Nasser El-Rufai, who at some point was sort of intercepted, he wiretapped. And for wiretapping, he was arraigned, all right? Now, when you now see that kind of thing play out, and then it's now a Larry Olayinka, and then the INEC now says, you know what, look at the cascading of things. Number one, this incident occurred. Number two, it was not an external, interference. Number three, it was an internal divergence of what we have in here. Number four, we have been able to identify who, no name mentioned.
God bless
Number five, we're going to make a move to begin proper investigation and whatever. Now, you see, I had to go and look for my storybook Macbeth. Did you ever read Macbeth, Ade?
I tried, but the language was confusing.
Yeah, I had to read a revised standard version of Macbeth. And it gave me something, I do not know if that post is still here, but it talked about a certain tale by a senseless fellow, a rabble-rouse that means nothing. And that is how I would summarize whatever INEC are trying to do here. Now, reading INEC's position reminded me of the position of the EFCC when a doctor was attacked in a neighboring state.
Okay,
right?
Cross River, right?
Right. Now, you saw EFCC sound like, oh, don't worry, we'll find out who. Today is 3rd of June, right? 2026. How many?
Same thing I told you about the explosives in Oyo State.
The matter has what? Died.
You remember the explosives in transit in Oyo State?
I remember.
Not the same thing.
So this one in itself is another rabble rouse. This is another waste of Nigerian time. And because Nigerians will not ask further questions, it don't be, it's gone. But let's also understand the sensitivity of this. Number one, should Larry Olayinka or any other Nigerian for that matter be in possession of such sensitive data?
Let me take you up on that. And I feel very disappointed from the statement read as published by Mohammed Haruna, the National Commissioner and Chairman Information and Voter Education Committee from INEC. The disappointment there for me was, if an institution is responsible enough, at least we know the knowledge of public communication, you should be able to mention in specific in this, information that you've doled out to the public to say, as observed by INEC, Larry Olayinka, media aide to the FCT minister, which of course at this point is no longer a publicity, was, observed to have revealed or diverged information which is in violation or breach of INEC XYZ, and we've also conducted findings to believe that one of our own, because they've known now, if possible, you give a name and you said, we are working towards it. That would have given some sense of semblance. Because this is...
Working towards
wait.
Just a second.
I'm helping them now. I'm helping INEC.
No, just wait.
Okay?
Wait. Saying that Larry Olayinka committed an act that is an offense subject to section whatever, that's what would have made a difference.
No, this is public communication now.
Even when we know whether public or
Excel.
private, are they wait.
Okay.
I'd rather we do not dance around the fence of sentiments when the compound of facts is open.
I'm saying let's help. Okay.
You do not see.
No. If you have to put something out.
Even in that help.
Okay.
Let's assume you said contrary to section A, B, C, D, E. It changes not. That is why I said that this thing is simply an exposition of nothingness.
But we're still talking about holding the institution accountable.
Who should prosecuting Larry at this point?
Of course, the judiciary and the DSS and all of those instances that you can think of.
No. That's not Father Christmas. INEC.
Well,
INEC
it's
should
first
be
place.
the party asking, how did you... There are some things that you would see from WAVE FM, for instance.
Does INEC need to ask again? They already know.
No. A man is innocent until presumed until proven guilty. Even with overwhelming evidence to the physical eye, you need to prove. So what one would have expected, just like you rightly said, was beyond just quoting sections, sue Larry Olayinka.
A word came to my mind when you said sue.
For possession of sensitive data belonging to the Independent National Electoral Commission, if we are serious. But we do not appear. I don't know what to say we're not. We do not appear to be serious.
If it's a showery, I think it would have been easier
to
actually prosecute and not to actually think of the fact that we have the NDPRA meant to protect data, sensitive data across the board in this country. Not to talk about the fact that there's the Cyber Crime Act, which of course at one point was almost used against many Nigerians. Right now, would INEC say they are not privy to that? Would the agencies who are meant to also provide, because by extension, when you talk about digital space and its product, we don't have a clear-cut definition on where, security agencies should actually come in. But at the same time, more could have been done. Except as the last election in the United States, if you remember the controversy of the Cambridge Analytica, this was not even a person, it was an organization where the Blue App authorities were actually indicted to have released data, not from the source of the body in charge of conducting the poll, but from their platform as privileged information to some persons. They had to pay, I can't remember now, but that money ran into millions.
There was a punishment for it.
There was a punishment.
There was no scapegoat. There was no sacred cow.
There was no sacred cow.
So we have it. This is Nigeria. When Fowles did that song, I know some of us thought that was another jab on the block, but that was a statement of fact. So according to Martin Mora, my friend of his, what we live in Nigeria is not life.
So how do we trust INEC towards 2027?
Have you ever trusted them before now?
We're trying to build that trust.
Trying to build the trust. Trying to build the trust in a commission that said to us that this is how we will vote by the then chairman. And the people were, I don't want to say gullible enough to believe him. And when they went to the polls in 2022-23, they saw a different ballgame. And cry and shout all they could, brought boxes to the court as if they were selling abacha. Those boxes used to package abacha and puff-puff were used in bringing electoral materials to the courts in long trucks and everything. At the end of the day, what happened? I'm not saying that it must go in a certain way for me to say justice was done, but we also what happened? How technicality got to override the overwhelming interest of justice at the end of the day. So my brother,
so we should expect more technicalities.
If you want to appraise INEC in the sense of being first independent, that independence right now is on a scale.
Do you think INEC is taking too much bullets? Let's not forget that months back it was Joash Amokwito and I did not publish controversy. Now it's an unnamed individual within the INEC and a known outsider, Larry Olayinka. Not to talk about the fact that even Larry Olayinka's boss has some controversies concerning his relationship.
Are they?
Yes.
I'll ask again and I'll ask Nigerians and our listeners. Why is INEC putting out a public announcement than going ahead to straight away ask Larry Olayinka questions by virtue of a suit? See, if you have been saddled with the responsibility as the electoral umpire to unbiasedly carry out elections, general elections, that will determine the fate of about 200 million Nigerians in the next 4 years, and you have a question mark, not raised by virtue of your perhaps surface carelessness, but an internal procedure, malfeasance that has led to Larry obtaining back-end details of your website. Should Larry not be the one chilling somewhere? In fact, Ade, do you know that you can accuse Larry at this point of hacking into the INEC service?
He has my data.
That's what. Do you know that?
He has my data.
You're caught with something. Let me say I'm caught with a recording of the president. Oh, why did VDM get into trouble? Oh, he had a recording of the president's call, and some so do well started to quote. Do you know what it means to have the president's phone call? Okay, it was Rubadu. Do you know what it means to hack Rubadu's phone call? Blah 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 blah. Hello. Now it is INEC.
Now it is Nigerians.
Now it is Nigerians. Why is INEC not showing in the same vein? Why is Larry Olayinka, no matter how highly placed he thinks he is, not being asked the key questions in court? He should now be the one. No, he's so high as to have such information. He should now be the one explaining to Nigerians and in court, and perhaps wearing, the green and green of the prisoners, and saying, "Oh, this is how I came about this information." And then that person is brought. When it comes to this one, we forget to arrest before investigation. But when it's the ordinary Nigerian, you arrest before investigation. Do you see how we keep playing dirty cards time and again? Expect Nigeria to change. We are far from where we think we're headed to.
The system is flawed. We'll go on a break. When we come back, you get to join us this morning.